Hello again, everyone. This is Cindy with Monarch Mom DIY. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. I'm so excited to bring you these 6 new Christmas decor DIYs using mostly items from the dollar store and some thrift store finds. I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Project number 1 is using some of these wooden ornaments from Dollar Tree, some jingle bells, some poster letters, and floral wire. Here I am showing some of these signs that you can get at Dollar Tree. And this is not what I end up using for this project, but I am showing you how you could do this using Dollar Tree items. So the sign I'm using would be about 4 of these wide. And here I'm showing you, I've done in past videos, how you can join these signs together on the back using some large craft sticks, just cutting them apart and then gluing them along the seams. This is the sign I'm using that I was fortunate enough to find at a yard sale for $1. It is about 4 feet tall. And what I'm going to use here from Dollar Tree is some of these wooden jingle bell ornaments. They come in packs of 5 for $1, and I'm going to use 13 of them, so I did need 3 packages. For my 13, I'm going to take 7 of them and paint them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Crimson, and the other 6, I'm going to use Waverly chalk paint in Malachite. It's this nice bright Christmas green. You'll notice that this video, the DIYs are mostly using the traditional Christmas colors. Next, taking some of these poster sticker letters from Dollar Tree, I'm going to spell out joy to the world using all of these sticker letters. So here's what they look like with all of the sticker letters. And then I am going to give these a coat of my matte finish Mod Podge just so those stickers stay on. You can get that Mod Podge at Dollar Tree. Next, using some of my Dollar Tree jingle bells, I'm going to hot glue a green bell on each of my red ornaments and a gold bell on each of my green ornaments. So here you can see what that looks like with all of the bells. Next, I'm just kind of laying them out on my sign, and I did print out the words, "The Lord has come," that I transferred onto my sign with some carbon paper. Now, using some of this red thick wire that you can get in usually the floral aisle at Dollar Tree, I'm attaching them to my ornament and then kind of looping it to look like it's jingle bells on a strand, and you can see how I kind of coiled and curled the wire around and just laid it down. I did not glue the wire, I only glued down the wood ornaments. Next, taking some paint markers, here I'm using a Sharpie. I am going to color in the words "The Lord has come" using black, red, and then gold for "has come," just to tie in some of the other colors of those gold bells that are on the green ornaments. So here is what the finished sign looks like. I know it went kind of fast, but I didn't think you needed to watch me paint and put on Mod Podge. So let me know what you think of this sign. You could, of course, say many different things. Project number 2, I'm using more bells, some of these wooden circles, and some Christmassy little golden books and some jute twine. So don't get mad at me for destroying books. These had been written in and names and colored on, so I pulled out some of the pages that weren't, and I'm using the wood circle to kind of see where I want to trace so that the image I want is going to be cut out and transferred to my circle. So once my pictures are cut out, you can see from these 4 books, these are the 8 images that I decided to turn into ornaments. So I'm going to take my matte finish Mod Podge, put a layer on the ornament, and then once that dries, I'm going to take my sanding block just to clean up the edge. You want to use a downward motion, and this will get any paper that's hanging over. I took my husband's drill and just drilled a hole at the top of each ornament, and then taking some jute twine, doubled, and then folded in half. I put the loop through the hole and then strung my jute twine to make my hanger for my ornament, knotting it at the top and then cutting off any excess. Next, taking another piece of twine, doubled or tripled depending on how thick your twine is. I'm just tying a simple bow, and then once I have it the size that I want, I'll cut those little tails off and hot glue this to where the hanging twine is attached at the top of my ornament. And I just attached the bow with a little dot of hot glue. I love how old-fashioned, vintage, and simple these ornaments turned out. I can't decide if I'm going to keep them or sell them at my craft show. Let me know what you guys think of these. I just think the possibilities are endless with these. If you wanted a storybook themed tree, these would be so, so cute. And I know you can get round circles at Dollar Tree. Project number 3, I'm using some of these letter ornaments from Dollar General, some Christmas florals, some burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree, also some red and white baker's twine from Dollar Tree. Now here I'm showing you how you can make this project completely Dollar Tree using one of these tall Easter bunny, scarecrow, Santa signs. Any of them would work just fine. Here I'm going to use this wood sign that someone made for me, just using kind of some long paint stick size wood. I am going to antique this using my Waverly antique wax, just brushing it on with a paintbrush and then rubbing off the excess with paper towel. I just love how this can instantly age your wood. There's the original color and this with the antique wax. Here I'm taking my Dollar Tree burlap ribbon and cutting 2 lengths that will be able to wrap around the front of this sign and then attach in the back. I did need it to be a little bit thinner and wanted it to have a frayed edge, so I am cutting it to be about only an inch thick and then taking some of the strings from either side to fray it just a little bit. I will cut one of these for the top of my sign and also another one for the bottom of my sign. Once I have my ribbons in place, I'll go ahead and hot glue my letters. You'll notice I'm using N, E, and L, and I'm going to leave some space where the O would be. We're going to make a little wreath using some of our greenery. So getting all my letters glued down, then I will go ahead and as well glue down the burlap ribbon at the top and the bottom. I decided to bring in more of that red and white from the ornament letters by using this red and white baker's twine that I found in Crafter Square section of Dollar Tree, and just attaching it with some hot glue. I'm going to wrap it around about 4 times and then trim it and attach the other end with hot glue as well. Here I'm just tracing my painter's tape just to get a nice perfect circle, and then taking little branches from this little Christmas tree, I'm just going to form them to fit around this circle. And I'm going to hot glue 3 of these down, overlapping them on each other to make the O for the word Noel. Here I'm just attaching a simple burlap ribbon bow that I had in my stash. I thought about adding berries, but decided I just liked more of this traditional woodland, rustic type of look with just the greenery wreath and the little burlap bow. Hope you guys liked this. I loved how simple and traditional this sign turned out as well. Project number 4 is using this Merry Christmas and these tree ornaments from Hobby Lobby. You could also use Dollar Tree ornaments and some wood stars. So this is $3.99 usually. I got it at 50% off, and I'm just giving this a coat of my black acrylic paint that I had on hand, and here's what it looks like all painted up. Next, I'm going to take 4 of these Christmas tree ornaments. Again, $4.99 for 6 of them. I got them at 50% off. I'm only going to be using 4 of them. I'm going to put 2 of them with this black Christmas scrapbook paper, and then the other 2 will have the red and black buffalo check. So I'm just putting some Mod Podge on one side. It doesn't matter which side you put it on. And then I'm going to Mod Podge it to the scrapbook paper. And I will do this for all 4 of my trees. Again, another find. I actually rescued this painting and this frame from the trash. And so I'm going to paint the back here with a solid white. I spray painted it at first, and then I'm just going to go over it with my white Waverly chalk paint. And I did spray paint the frame with my flat black spray paint. While that is drying, I'm going to come back to my trees. And now I'm going to trim around this scrapbook paper. I will say this did take a little while. I have this really cool fingertip X-Acto knife. I could not find it, so I'm having to use these little scissors, but it's okay because once you cut it out, you're going to use your sanding block, and with a downward motion like we did with the ornaments, just clean up that edge on all 4 of the trees. And I like how it gives it kind of a rustic look. Then I did a little bit of light sanding on the actual tree just to age it up. And here's what all 4 of the trees look like. Next, taking 4 of these wood stars, I'm going to give my black and green trees a silver star, and then the red and black gingham trees will have a gold star. And I'm just painting these with paint markers. And here's what all 4 of our trees look like with their little wooden stars on top. So now I'm just laying everything out on my sign. I've glued the back to the frame, and I'm just hot gluing now my 4 wooden trees, staggering them a little bit. And then I will also glue the Merry Christmas where you see it there. And here's what it looks like with everything glued down except for the Merry Christmas. And that will be glued in place now to finish off this beautiful sign using just a couple of items from Hobby Lobby and a trash rescued picture and frame. I know I already said it, but I'm so in love with the traditional colors of my DIYs today. Let me know what you think of this little trash to treasure. I absolutely love how it turned out and can't wait to put it up for Christmas. Project number 5, I am using 5 of these little wooden crates from Dollar Tree. Also some of these metal storage containers found in the crafter square, and this plastic jar. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in Crimson and paint, actually I show 3, but 2 of the crates red and that plastic jar, and 2 of the crates green. The 5th one I end up painting white. So just giving each of these a nice coat of my Waverly chalk paint. There you can see all the crates painted. And then I decide to take my wood glue, and I'm going to make the engine of my train by gluing this red crate and green crate together in this formation. I decided I needed a couple other pieces, so using one of these crafter square wood squares, I'm going to paint that green and the inside of a wooden drawer red. Now, once all of these are dried, I decided they just looked a little too bright and new. So I'm going to take my sanding block and sand a little bit on each of these pieces. And then after wiping away some of the dust there from sanding, I'm going to use my antique wax again and age these pieces up just a little bit. So just lightly brushing on some of the antique wax and then using a paper towel to rub it out. You can just see how it kind of dirties it up a little bit and looks a little bit older compared to just the paint. Next, I'm taking some of these little wood pieces I showed in a previous video. These are from Hobby Lobby and you get a ton of them, and right now they're 50% off. I decided for my decor on my train, I'm going to use 2 of these Christmas trees, 2 of the stockings, and 2 of the snowflakes to decorate the cars of my train. If you haven't already guessed, I'm using these lids from these storage containers as the wheels of my train cars. So you do need a package of 4 for each of your crates. You can make this train however long you want. And I'm going to attach these lids with a combination of E6000 and also some hot glue. So I'm going to do one side first and then do all the other side. I'm lining up these smaller container lids with that first line on my crate. Now that these are dry, I can also then attach my little decoration that I painted to the side of each of the train cars. For the engine, I decided to use these larger containers. So since they only come 2 in a package, you do need 2 packages. And if you line them up on that second line of the crate, it will make the engine and your train cars the same height. So again, using E6000 and hot glue, we'll attach these wheels to the engine as well. I decided to use one of my little stencils from a maker studio that says Merry Christmas and some of the white chalk art just to put that word on the side of my train. These stencils are really easy to use and they are a mesh. So using this spreader, you use very little amount of the paint. And when they peel up, it just leaves such a beautiful stenciled image. So more information is in the description box about the stencils and the paint. Next, I'm taking that green square and placing that on top as the top little piece for the engine. And then taking the little red box from one of the drawers, I'm going to glue that inside just to make kind of like the seat or the platform where the engineer would sit. Just going around the edges with some hot glue and attaching that inside. You can see that here. The last step is I'm taking this red plastic jar and just attaching some red and white gingham ribbon around the top of the jar. And then we're going to glue this to the front of the engine, and it would be like where the smoke would come out. I did also think you could put some little white cotton coming out, and that would look super cute. I did not do that for the video. But I'm going to attach that with E6000 and hot glue since it is plastic, and I don't want it to come off. And here's what the engine looks like. So here is the entire completed train. So cute. You could add little stuffed animals to this. You could put candy in it. This would be a nice table centerpiece for a traditional Christmas tablescape. You could even use this instead of stockings for your kids. Put gift cards if they're older. Lots of fun stuff. I just love how this train turned out. For my sixth and final project, I'm using some of this fabric from Walmart, some wooden snowflake ornaments. I got mine at dollar stores and Dollar Tree. They also have them at Hobby Lobby. So I'm using 2 different larger ones and 2 different smaller ones that were from Dollar Tree. So after removing the jute twine, I am going to fill in all the holes on each of these ornaments with some spackle, and then go ahead and give these a coat of paint. I decided to do my 2 large ones, one red, one white, and then the 2 smaller ornaments, I'm doing one white and one black. Now these are embroidery hoops that I got from thrift stores, but you can get these at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, any of those places. And I'm just layering 2 of these ornaments on top of each other with some hot glue. And then I will move that back part of the embroidery hoop behind the fabric and then get it centered on there as best I can, and then push that outer ring down while stretching the fabric to make it nice and taut. So I don't remember what it's called when you use like red, black, and white. Is it like Nordic? I think it is for Christmas decor, but I think these are so cute and inexpensive. Just adding a little bit of paint and that fabric. You could also do this probably with scrapbook paper. And here I'm just showing how the second one came together on the red and black buffalo check with the white larger ornament and then the black one going in the center. I love how these turned out. They're so simple and easy to make. And I just love the black, red, and white together for Christmas, for simple decor. So guys, here I'm going to give you one more look at all 6 of the projects in this video using mostly traditional Christmas colors. I love what you can do with a few items from thrift store or garage sales. Most of these items, though, were found at Dollar Tree or discounted at craft stores. Please let me know in the comments which of these is your favorite. If you are new to my channel, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and stick around for more decor DIYs on a budget. Also, I want everybody to make sure to check your notifications. So hit that bell and make sure you select all so that YouTube will notify you every time I upload a new video. You guys, thanks so much for giving this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me to grow my channel, and I just can't wait to bring you my next video with more home decor DIYs on a budget. I appreciate you guys so much and all your wonderful comments, and hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.